And it says we're live. It's Thursday night. You're beautiful. I'm here. It's time for GotBot Goes live. I apologize for being a little bit late getting on tonight. Starscream wife delayed me. What do you expect from someone who thinks that Starscream is her spare animal, bot, whatever? Give me a few moments here. I'm going to get things set up as we always do on Thursday night, and then we'll get kicking off. I do see a few people coming in. I apologize for the delay, guys. I really do. Such is life sometimes. I hope you guys are having a great week. As always, I hope you're having a fantastic week. Heading into the weekend, I hope that it's looking like it's going to be a good one for you. Let's see here. You figure there'd be an easier way. After all these years, you figure there'd be an easier way to get this stuff set up kind of beforehand, you know. It's not, but you'd figure there would be. As we go down here, I'm just going to change that. And Waluigi, hi. Sorry, man. I see finally. Jillian, Masterfire, hey. Slow DK, happy to see you in here. Jay, happy to see you. You and I were talking earlier. If you guys haven't checked out Kato's mail call that was on a little while ago, well, it means when we're done here, go back and check that out. Check the replay out. Hey, Sam, happy to see you. You should sell some figures if you don't have money, especially with summer vacation. Yeah, I'm not much one for selling stuff. I don't have extras really. Masterfire, like what I got is my main collection. I don't really have doubles and stuff. I got a few to sell eventually when the world kind of stops being stupid, but like not right now. Hey, Analog Ninja, happy to see you, my friend. MWG, happy to see you. I ordered the Studio Series Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. Which number is that, Jillian? I don't recall offhand which number it is. Let me know which number that is. Okay, so while I'm waiting to find out what number that is, I'm going to run down really quickly the things for tonight. First of all, pickups, none. Absolutely none. Though I do have a package I'd hoped was going to be here tonight. It's not arriving till tomorrow, so next week we'll probably have an unboxing. What else? We're going to do trivia in a few minutes, thanks to friend of the channel, Dragonfly. This was an interesting one. We're going to talk about a bunch of news and notes. We're going to speculate on the possibility of a BlackZarak, because that's kind of become a real point of conversation this week. We're going to talk about a few of the pieces of news regarding IDW and some of the conventions. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of reveals. We're going to have a good time here, man. And we're going to begin things, however, on a bit of a somber note. I do want to take a moment of silence for Denny O'Neil. Look, he's the guy who named Optimus Prime. He was a part of our childhood for so many people. He had, roles in everything from Batman to Spider-Man to Iron Man. I believe he introduced Ra's al Ghul, if I'm not mistaken. So he's touched kind of pop culture in a lot of our lives without even knowing it. So we're going to take a second and we're going to have a moment of silence for him. Then we're going to kick things off as per usual. Have a good time as per usual. Okay, so the very first thing I want to do is, of course, do the introduction. As per always, I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, baby. Oh, don't want to do it tonight. There we go. Hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, Transformers Collectors, NL, The Autobot Family, and Transformers versus DC Universe versus G.I. Joe. All of that is on like Facebook and whatnot. Check me out across social media. See what we offer through Teespring. And check us out on Patreon. And we're going to jump into what? I think we're going to jump into kind of news first. I think we're going to get the news first because I still see people coming in here. And I do know that a lot of people will come in and they'll say, hey, what was the trivia? So we're going to do some of the news. We got the moment of silence done. That does not want to write. That really does not want to write. Lay that there. Let's find something else right there. Maybe this. Yeah, that one works. There you go. That one works. So, a couple of shout outs that I want to do here. First of all, to Masterfire. Guys, if you haven't yet checked out Afternoons with John, check out Afternoons with John. Masterfire can confirm this for me. I believe it's Sunday afternoons at 3, I think, but I'm not sure what time zone. So Masterfire can verify that with me. I also want to give a shout out to Joe, My Life in Collecting. A lot of us know M from Transformers and Video Games. Well, M and Joe have both kind of grown up on YouTube with me. Joe is preparing to do an 800 subscriber giveaway of a inbox Siege Jetfire. He's not quite at 800 subs yet, but if you don't know him, if you haven't checked out My Life in Collecting, go check it out. Hit subscribe. I also want to give a shout out to I guess it's Garmer TGL, Garmr TGL. He asked that I give a shout out to check him out on Twitch. Apparently he does some funny stuff. I'm not a Twitch guy, but there you go. There are the shout outs for those guys. And a big congratulations to friend of most of us in here, Soulmist, who just reached 200 subs. So a big congratulations to him. Just going to check in here very quickly with you guys. Oh, hey, Grimlock on. Happy to see you. I think it's number 44. Yeah. That's the one that can combine with Jetfire, if I'm not mistaken. I have still not picked up my Selects Spy Patrol set yet. No, still has not arrived. Again, pre-orders paid. EB is open. EB Games here finally is open, but my pre-order has not yet arrived. So hopefully soon, man. Hopefully soon. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Masterfire actually beat me to it, and I actually sort of missed it. I'm going to read his comment for those of you who haven't seen it. He's doing live streams on his channel every Sunday at 3 p.m. Right, called Afternoon with John. Absolutely. And that's what I thought it was. I once said, always so sad to hear pass. It is. Hey, Maximal 10, happy to see you. Brandon, happy to see you. Hey, I'm so glad, Cato, that you're in here. I just gave a shout out to you, buddy, for people to go and check out your mail call if they hadn't already done it before this show. Batman was probably at its best when O'Neill was keeping it over. I absolutely agree, MWG. I 100% agree. By the way, Dennis, was just curious about one thing. How are you for getting a Netflix hot link? It's been a rough go, Sam. It's been a rough go, buddy, for getting a hot link. No luck yet, but I do have some hope on the horizon. Let's put it that way. But to show up in any of our 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, unless I'm forgetting one. I think it's 4 Walmarts. Nothing showed up there yet. As we go down here. Hey, Slavic Prime, happy to see you. And I'm probably going to 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, Masterfire. 3 p.m. Eastern. So Sundays, 3 p.m. Eastern. Check out Afternoons with John. That's Masterfire's live stream. Ordered through BBTS, stuck in New Jersey. Tempted by something on AliExpress, but not saying what it is. Hope they're still shipping to Canada. Oh, Maxwell 10, you're going to make me review whatever that is. Hey, Drew, happy to see you. Talk about more Japanese series Transformers. I love your Die Atlas review. We are actually, tonight, we're kind of going to be talking about BlackZarak. Actually, we're going to kind of talk a fair amount about Scorponok and Zarak and MegaZarak and BlackZarak and all of that, Drew. So stick around. Let's see. As we go down here, and I'm going to try not get too caught up because we are coming out here later than usual. Hey, Cybermetic Geek. Nick, I want to give a shout out here too to Nick YT. Nick was trying, God bless you, Nick, was trying to work with me. I was trying to work with him, I should say, on a portion of Universal Collision. As of yet, it has not worked out, but I do want to give him credit. He's been an absolute gent to try and deal with. And sometimes technology just isn't in our favor. It is what it is sometimes, but we will continue trying. Certainly nothing personal. It's just that's the way business works. Sometimes we will work it out one day eventually. And don't worry, my friend, you have not yet missed the trivia. I was waiting because I knew people would ask about it, and I knew you'd be one of the people to ask about it. So I actually explicitly waited to do the trivia until you and a couple of other people got in here. Let's see. Do I watch Panda Jack Productions? Nope, never heard of it. I was thinking I had Christmas for you. Oh, maximum 10. That would be just awful. What? Both of you? Oh, Lord. Let's go down here. The same side of a magnet. There, me and Takara, we do repel. This is true, Master Far. Absolutely, absolutely. We're like two positively charged ends of a magnet. Nick, look, man. You're welcome, my friend. You're welcome. We've had a bit of a hard go this week, so the least I could do was give you the shout out and try. You know. Okay, so hey, Triple R, happy to see you in here as well, my friend. Okay, so I think we could do the trivia, and then I'll do the news. The trivia in the episode Make Tracks. How does Raul incapacitate Megatron such that he basically retreats? Does he A, use a wrench? Does he B, use spray paint? Does he C, shoot Megatron in the chest? Or does he D, use a crowbar? In the episode Make Tracks, what does Raul do to make Megatron retreat, to incapacitate him? Does he use a wrench, spray paint? Does he shoot him in the chest? So A is a wrench, B is spray paint, C is shoot him in chest, or D would be what's that one? Crowbar. Let's see. We have, hey Ben, happy to see you and him, my friend. We have a B. D, I'm sure of it, says Nick. And like Ninja saying B, event progenitor. I want to go with spray paint, which would be B, spray paint. Oh, you guys are so smart. It is, in fact, spray paint. He opens up basically his torso and he sprays him full of spray paint and kind of gums him up. Okay, so we're going to get into the news. I wish I had pickups this week, but like I said, a day late. I was really hoping to do an unboxing tonight. We'll do it next week. We'll do an unboxing next week. Actually, before we get into the news, there's one other thing that I want to do. And that is, of course, last Friday, we had episode 9 of season 10 of episode 9 of season 2 of Universal Collision, Dark Deals. And by the end of that, we now know that the Predaking has been defeated. He's going to have to basically disclose the location of the sentient core of the planet Orcris, that being the Oracle. He's going to have to disclose her location, or its location, to Overlord. And I think we can all agree that only terrible things can come of that. Now, that being said, a couple of people, including our good friend Masterfire, and I were sort of talking about the story so far as it's unfolded in season 2. And there are times that I've done updates to you guys about the story, but I think that the kind of best summary of it was sort of done earlier today. So I'm going to actually read to you that summary so that you're absolutely kind of caught up. Season 10 is coming along. I'm waiting on a few voice things and doing a few voice things myself. This has been a breakneck busy week for a lot of reasons that aren't necessarily the most fun in the world, but bear with me here because I'm going to read through this just so you know. At its core, season 2 is the story of 4 groups of Autobots from the 4 corners of the one existing universe that Unicron has not yet devoured. All versions of all characters have coalesced into this one universe, the one that they're all in now. So we have 4 groups of Autobots from 4 corners of the universe, each tracked by 4 groups of Decepticons. They are all headed back to coordinates in space where Cybertron should be. Why? Because as explained in the Season 1 epilogue by Alpha Trion, Primus, or Cybertron, and himself are both still trapped in limbo after losing to Unicron, who escaped into the one remaining universe he has not yet devoured. The Primes are going home to bring their Prime artifacts together at what should be the location of the Well of Allsparks to open a portal to Limbo to allow Primus and Alpha Trion to escape so that Primus can take his rightful place once again in the stars as their home world. Meanwhile, Unicron lies dormant in his dark corner of the universe, aware that Primus will seek escape and sensing another great power that could be a threat. That, of course, is the Oracle. He gets his generals to bring him energon to refuel, specifically Death's Head and Tankor. His other generals lead his undead army to meet up with the Primes and thwart their efforts to revive and release Primus. The Fallen is sent to recruit Megatron and his forces in support of Unicron's generals. Along the way, the Autobot groups start to come together and pick up reinforcements. Rodimus and Sentinel come together and recruit Ginrai's group. Similarly, Optimus and Nova have come together and recruited Elita 1's group. On the Decepticon side, Megatron and Steeljaw have come together and recruited groups led by Zarak and Razorclaw. Furthermore, they have been found by the Fallen, who has, if you will recall, been given the directive to secure Megatron's loyalty in servitude to Unicron. Why? Because Megatron still holds within his body the Matrix of Chaos from Season 1. Megatron, however, dislikes being a pawn or a servant to anyone. Remember that. As for the remaining two Decepticon groups, those led by Bludgeon and Overlord, they have continued back to Cybertron to stake their claim on the planet first. When they get there, imagine their surprise when they learn that, in fact, Cybertron is not in space where it should be. No, but rather an organic planet is in its place, a planet called Oricris. They furthermore learn that there are inhabitants on this planet, inhabitants they will need to conquer. Where am I? With the help of an embittered Beast Wars Megatron, they do just that, beating and capturing the planet's inhabitants, who were led by a council formed by Optimus Primal, Grimlock, and the Predaking. The Predaking is the council's head, as he has a bond with the sentient core of the planet, the Oracle. A relationship similar to the bond of the Matrix of Leadership and Optimus Prime, or the Matrix of Chaos and Megatron and Unicron. So, as it currently stands at the end of episode 9, Overlord, and to a lesser degree Bludgeon, control the planet. In defeat, the Predaking must now disclose the location of the Oracle to Overlord himself and help him establish his dominion. Megatron, Steeljaw, and the Fallen and all of their followers are on their way. Unicron's undead army is on its way. His generals are on their way. And last but not least, all 4 groups of Autobots and those that they have recruited are all on their way. Could we see a potential Megatron Overlord confrontation? Imagine the chaos when Unicron's army arrives. What will happen when all of the Autobots also arrive? Every road leads back to Oricris. But if Oricris and the Oracle are at the coordinates in space where Cybertron should be, then how can the Primes ever hope to save Primus and Alpha Trion? There you go. That's the whole story so far. Said to you, it's written there. It's on episode 9 if you want to read it for yourself. There. Woo, wow, we went a long way there. Okay, so I'm going to go up. I'm going to see what you guys said. Then all we got is the news to get through. I hope that was clear. It's a deep story. I get it, man. You can't be only half paying attention. You can't miss episodes. There's a lot going on. Season 2, the biggest one. Season 3 will be kind of more linear. It'll still be interesting. We still have some things to introduce, but it'll certainly be more linear. All I'm going to say was that I found a hot link for sale in my town, actually, and was just going to say that I could mail it to you if you can't find one. Well, you know what, Sam? I appreciate that. Best thing to do with that sort of stuff is always to message me privately. But you know what? I appreciate being kept in mind anyway, baby. Sad about the Netflix show. I heard it was delayed, but that's all that I've really heard. To be honest with you, Mike, I don't know all the details about it. I really thought that the Predaking would have beaten Overlord. Well, remember, the story's not done yet, so we will see. Cybernetic Geek, Raul uses Megatron's trigger like the G1 toy. No, he doesn't. It sounds way easier than it is. It does, Master Fire. Hey, Snoke, happy to see you, buddy. I'm working on my stop motion series using Lego Transformers. Interesting. That's an interesting way to go. Hey, Ninja Bill, happy to see you, my friend. I hate to say, got to bounce for 3 kittens. Hey man, that's all you can do, event progenitor. I'm glad you're here for the time you were, buddy. Hey, T-Fan page 101. I'm putting together silicone dark energon cubes. Should be dry tomorrow. Very interesting. As a matter of fact, Grimlock Gone is working on some new blast parts. Keep your eyes peeled. If I learn anything, I'm going to let you guys know and pass it on. He and I have been discussing a little bit. I have not had the time, man, to discuss it anymore with you. But let me just say that what he's doing is exactly on the right track of what I was thinking about. As we go down. Hey, Fearsome Fandom. Happy to see you in here. Ben, hi, GotBot. I just saw your MicroMaster Countdown review. Hey, cool, man. I love Countdown. I thought he was great. And honestly, the G1 Countdown with that whole rocket-based thing is fantastic, man. That's part of the reason why I'm so stoked about Skylinks, because he can do that. Although the actual placement of the rocket, that seems iffy about its solidity, but I am definitely in for it. As we go down here, I can't wait for that. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I've got to work on season 2 of Transformers Misfortune. Yes, absolutely you do. Have any of you ever been to what? Bake George? I'm going there. Nope, I haven't. Rumor has it. Hold on. Where did I go here? I was going to read something here by Fearsome. Rumor has it that Netflix is having problems completing all of the international voice acting, so they won't release until it can all watch. That makes sense, actually. I'm not really surprised, Fearsome. It's disappointing, but like at least it's coming. Like we know it's going to come, you know. Analog Ninja is our super chat super fan. I am always so very, very appreciative of that, more than you could ever know. Like seriously, you guys, when you watch, when you help the channel, however it is you help the channel, and people do it in a lot of different ways, I cannot overstate enough how appreciated it is. You really don't understand. You hear a lot of talk about it, but you really don't understand how important it is and how much it really helps me and helps me to be able to help you guys. You know, that sounds kind of deep, but like it's true, right? Let's see. Well, congrats on the $5. $5, man. $5, right? That's for let's see. Starscream wife is in here. She's over there. It's warm. It's really warm here and stuff. I'm going to try and get through the news so that I'm not on here a crazy amount of time because it's really humid here. As we go down here. Let's see. Loved your review on Tidal Wave. I was able to get the Japanese accurate version. Beautiful Ravage, if you could get that. I think that one was better. I'm sorry that in the Tidal Wave review, I'm sorry about the focus going out and whatnot. It's amazing when I look back at things that I thought were acceptable at the time and just how terrible they kind of were. But the information is still there and still holds true. Why do people think the show will suck now because of the delay? Are people so impatient? I'm honestly, I'm with TFan page 101. You know, with people thinking it's going to suck, or with people thinking that, you know, it's not going to be good now because they got to wait for it. If anything, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and this will help them to present a better product, if you ask me. I don't think it's good. No, people assume it's going to be delayed like 2 years. I think it's more like a couple of months. Like, if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, like, they haven't had their season finale yet. You know, World Beyond or whatever it's called, like that's not done yet. Fear the Walking Dead's not like. There's a lot of our favorite shows cut short or delayed. I would rather they say, "Hey, we're getting the voice work done right," than rush it out incomplete, or worse, say we're just going to scrap it and cancel it. I would rather be patient and wait. Let's see. Overcast day there. As we go down, they're always going to be those type of people. Yeah, Ninja Bill's right. There are always going to be those type of people. Starscream wife is one of them. She's extremely impatient, right? And don't tell her what to do. I love her though. I hear people assume it'll be until 2021 and I'm thinking I don't even think it's going to be that far. It might not even be the end of the summer. We'll see. Okay, so let's run through some of the news. Oh, wait, hold on. Was there a review that you have done that you want to redo? Was there a review that I've done that I want to redo? I don't know, the first 350. I don't know. Like, there's a ton I would redo. Here's the thing, though. As much as sometimes I might want to redo something, honestly, my opinions and my thoughts are the same. So if you go back and you watch something, I'm telling you now that if I was to redo it now, even though it would be like a higher resolution, and even though I'm kind of more comfortable in front of the camera and whatnot now, the thoughts that I have, the arguments that I make, the strengths and weaknesses I point out are still the exact same thing, because the item that I reviewed is still the same item, you know? So, I mean, it is what it is. And if I do want to do some sort of an update to it, I usually do it in comparison to a newer version of the item. Let's see. But that's a really good question, actually. Hey, Rob, happy to see you in here. They don't have all of the dub. Yeah, I heard that. I love that bird. I like Ninja. I love that bird, man. It's fantastic. Are you at 350 reviews? Funny, I just finished editing. I'm at 721, I think, maybe 722 T-fan page. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Okay, so let's go through the news, man. Let's get through it. Hey, so very first thing, I actually want to give kind of a shout out here, and I've already shown I want to give a shout out to Dragonfly, who I don't think is in the chat right now tonight. He is actually working on sets for season 3 of Universal Collision. As a matter of fact, exclusive to patrons, I have shown the first image of season 3 over on Patreon. So that is already in the works, even though we're still working on doing season 2. Season 3 is already in the pipeline and in the works as it is. The trivia mic was in Make Tracks. What did Raul use to basically incapacitate Megatron? Was it a wrench, spray paint, a shotgun to the chest, or crowbar? That was the question, Mike. Let me know what your answer is, and I'll let you know what the answer was. Going down here, Earthrise Smokescreen. I'm gonna reach over here. Ooh, that came off. And this is my smokescreen. It is the Classics Universe smokescreen, customized. And a lot of people got the Siege version that was Cybertronian. Not really for me. I made, again, a post on Patreon with my very blatant thought about what I think of that mold. And it's fine. It's fine, but it's not the smokescreen I wanted. Let's put it that way. Now, coming out of, I believe, Takara, we saw some actual in-hand images. A in-hand image, and it had the new Earthrise smokescreen there. Not a render, it was the actual thing on display with Scorponok, Skylinks, and a whole bunch of other Earthrise offerings. And this guy is going to go replaced. I 100% am in for the Earth mode version of Smokescreen. And the apparent blue streak, I really hope that we get a prowl as well. I'm in for it, because that looks like what I've been personally waiting for. Nothing against it. If people opted to go with the Siege version, I mean, look at me and the Seekers. I'm keeping my Siege Seekers because I prefer them over the Earthrise ones. So it's kind of nice to have those options, I suppose. But again, would I bother to go back and review that Classics smokescreen? No. What I will do is I will talk about it in conjunction with the new smokescreen. By the way, I done an experiment with that smokescreen where I let paint thinner work on the clear plastic and let it crack and break, and I rebuilt it, and he works just fine. Probably better than before, actually. So totally in for that. We also had discussions about the upcoming, though this is the Generations, the upcoming Doubledealer. I heard on Tales from Teletran, they were talking about the height of the upcoming Doubledealer. And they speculated, maybe Triple R can even speak to this if he's still in here. They speculated that it maybe as big as a traditional leader. I don't see it. I don't think it's going to be as big as a traditional leader. It seems slightly taller than Snapdragon that is kind of next to it. So I think it's going to be a large-ish Voyager. Now, the devil's in the details. It's all about the mass. If we look at recent leaders, a lot of them I've said are not leaders, man. Like I look at, for example, Shockwave. Love it, but it's definitely not a leader. Even with all of its junk on it, its mass is not close to being a leader. Astrotrain, fantastic, too small, not a leader. Its mass is not close. Ultra Magnus, Galaxy Force, or Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, both are like traditional leaders. As a matter of fact, their mass is a little bit more. They're shorter, but the mass of plastic is more. You charge more, you give more plastic. Makes sense. What about Doubledealer? We will see, but from what I've seen, I feel like he may have the mass. He may actually be a leader. I have also seen some ideas about some other obscure characters that the mold could be reused for. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not going to say anything about it yet. We'll see as time goes on. Comic-Con at Home was announced. It's going to be the same dates as the canceled Comic-Con, July I think 24th to the 26th. Now, some people thought that was longer. It's not longer. They've always had preview night on Thursday. Actually, they've always set up everything on Wednesday, had preview night on Thursday, and then the event runs through Friday, Saturday, and finally on Sunday. We usually get our reveals on Friday. Obviously, this year is going to be different. I assume we're going to get, like we have with other conventions, we're likely to get things such as like slideshows and some of the panels and whatnot. It would be really cool if some of the exhibitors still done a setup, like maybe in their office or something, and took those pictures and showed it as if it was done at the actual thing. Now, in terms of Comic-Con exclusives, SDCC exclusives, here's where things get interesting. It has been alluded to and hinted that if you have missed in previous years exclusives from SDCC for Transformers, that this year might just be your year. I don't know exactly what that means. If it means that this year's exclusives will just be easier to get, or if it means that previous year's exclusives will be offered this year for everyone to get. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. Zeta showed off their Astrotrain. It's a reuse of the Toy World Devil or Avila Star. Nice metallic. Great shuttle, great train, awful robot with too much purple. Awful, awful robot. Here's the thing. I think it functions really well. I think overall it's a good Transformer, and it's probably a good Astrotrain, but it already feels outdated next to the other offerings out there for accuracy. But if you want a nice metallic-y, sheen-looking Astrotrain and you don't mind the extra purple and the stylized robot, it might be the one for you. I think Zeta's being smart. This is a couple of Toy World molds that they've redone in metallic paint and are re-releasing. It's a good way to reuse molds you've already got and hopefully generate some extra funds as you plan new third-party molds and offerings in the future. Obviously, something really happened there, more behind the scenes with the relationship of Toy World and Zeta than a lot of people know. There's a lot of rumors. We could speculate here all day, but I'd rather not speculate. But there's definitely more there. Obviously, it seems like Toy World has largely become subsumed by Zeta, and I'm fine with that. As we go down here, Cyberverse RC was showing off, and she looks beautiful. Now, I think her face sculpt is fantastic. I think her articulation is pretty good. I would argue that for animation accuracy, perhaps her light pink should be a little more on the white side of things than the pink side of things. But she's definitely a very viable RC. It looks really, really good. TfNation adds Stan Bush. They have Cyberverse, Bumblebee's voice actor. They have May Cat. They have, who else did they have there? They have Peter Spellos. I'm not sure I'm not saying his name right. That's Skybite. They have Paul Eller, Paul Eiding, who was G1 Perceptor. All of these are confirmed guests for TfNation. I think it's great. They're bulking up and padding up the guests that they have because this year technically everyone's invited to TF Nation. Same with Comic-Con, everyone's invited. And this is how you get people involved. We also saw this week Tokyo Direct is doing a cross with Transformers, where artists have done, I believe, 15 shirts with stylized versions of their favorite Autobots. We've seen showcased already a Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, and on the Decepticon side, we've seen Beast Wars Megatron. They look beautiful, but it is artist work on these t-shirts. They're kind of higher end. I'm just going to check in with you guys again now before we kind of go on here, because I know that the comments have been scrolling down here. I missed trivia too bad. You gotta get another fan. AC, not. Oh man, I know about needing AC. I got my little fan. I got my little fan going. That's the only thing helping me survive here at the moment with you guys. Let's see. I can't put down oil slick. Oh, T fan page 101 got the last vote. I gotta clarify something, please. Bless you. I gotta clarify something, and please pass this on. Bless you again. Usually she does 3. When the question goes up for the countdowns, it goes up on Monday. The voting lasts until midnight, my time, on Wednesday. A lot of people think that you're only allowed to vote for the characters in the picture. The picture is just a placeholder. Please spread the word that the picture is just a placeholder. When you read the question, whatever's the first character that pops in your head, vote for that character. You do not need to vote for every single solitary character that matches what the question could be. Only 10 of them are going to make the list. So think hard about which ones you value the most. And you cannot vote for groups. I need specific names. Some people, for example, would say the Protectobots. No, I can't count the Protectobots because maybe 3 people voted for Streetwise and 2 people voted previously for Hotspot, and 1 person voted for, First Aid. I need the specific names for the votes to count. So it's between Monday and the end of Wednesday. It's specific names, and it can be anyone that comes to your mind when you read the question. Please pass that on when you see these going up in the future. Tomorrow's countdown for most underrated, I'm going to tell you now, is the wildest voting we've had yet. It's going to be really, really different, interesting countdown. Not at all how I expected it to go. As we go down here, hey, look, Dragonfly is here. I don't know if I was seeing your messages, Dragonfly. Maybe I even replied to it, but I didn't even realize. I need to make a prop ground bridge and lockdown ship for Miss Fort. Ooh, both of those are big projects, T-Fan page. Oh yeah, Brian, those are big projects, man. Good luck. Hey, Boss Gunny, happy to see you. Heat is miserable from around 9:30 a.m. until 8 p.m. I feel for you, MWG. I do, buddy. Now I'm on my laptop. This makes it easier. We are getting a prowl. Oh, we are getting a prowl. Excellent. Wonderful, Master Fire. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, right. That's right. Thank you, Brian. Yes, it's the Master Fire. Brian just clarified. Right. The prowl is in with Ironhide. Yes. Already in for it. That's right. I'm sorry, guys. You guys know this stuff better than me sometimes. The Siege Smokescreen. What? That Siege Smokescreen sucks for some reason. The color paint is inaccurate. It wasn't for me. I get what they were trying to do. It wasn't for me. I would have had to do too much work on it. Nick, I'm kind of with you there, buddy. Custom figures are often better because they are given more accurate looks sometimes. I agree with you. Absolutely, Ravage. 100%. I don't mind Siege Smoke. That's fine. I mean, a lot of people don't mind Siege Smokescreen. Everybody got their look at Jillian. I mean, Jillian is all about studio series. Everybody got the thing that interests them the most. They should have put Ratchet in the 2-pack instead of Prowl. I agree. They should have put Ratchet in the 2-pack, maybe instead of Prowl. Ratchet and Ironhide would make the most sense. I absolutely agree with you 100%. Siege Blue Streak is awesome. Doubledealer will be slightly taller than a Voyager. Won't be as tall as Studio Series Grimlock. Absolutely. I agree with Brian again. Great minds think alike, buddy. Like the Smokescreen. Just Bob Prowl was kind of Boring with that mode. That's fair. Again, like it's nothing. I don't think he will be as big as the old leader either. No. And I believe Triple R, I believe you said that during the show that you didn't think he was going to be that big. And I agreed with you. While I was watching the show, it's funny. I was watching the show and doing a workout actually. And I was doing planks. I hate planks. And I was doing planks. And I think it was you I heard say that. And like, while I'm there doing a plank, like I'm nodding. And it's like, this is the worst time for me to be nodding. No, he doesn't need to be too tall. You're absolutely right. And I would like to, but he should be bulky, MWG. He doesn't need to be too tall, but he should definitely be bulky. And you're right, that missile definitely helps it. Can't wait for Doubledealer. Yeah, I'm down for Doubledealer. And Scorponok, we're going to talk about that shortly. We're almost there. So like I said, the only Voyager with extra stuff that deserves to be in the later class is Studio Series Dark of the Moon, Optimus Prime, and Ultra Magnus, but even that doesn't feel. You're right. The Ultra Magnus doesn't feel like enough, but the numbers don't line. That's why I give him a pass on it. But I get where you're coming from. Hey, Derek, happy to see you. You missed the trivia, you missed some news, and you missed us paying our respects to Denny O'Neil. Get ready for online convention exclusives. Absolutely. Hey, Predicate. No. Prismatching? I don't know. Trash. Whatever. I was looking at the G1 scale chart, and Astro Train actually is that small. It just sucks that they didn't make him a Voyager price. Yeah, he should have been a Voyager price. Either make him a little bit bigger without all that junk, or make him a Voyager price. I agree with you, Waluigi, 100%. I might get the ER Astro Train because it has a little bit of a movie design. It does have a little bit of a movie design to it. I can absolutely see that. The one I have is Siege, and I'm still not sure if I'm keeping that thing, to be honest with you. I still feel like I kind of like my Titans Return one. I know. I can't believe I'm saying it either. Maybe Dead Prime was going to be a convention. I think he was probably eventually going to be a convention exclusive TFan page. And speaking of Dead Prime or Sleep Mode Optimus Prime or alternate universe Optimus Prime, whatever you want to call it, the Dead Prime, I think, and I agree with Brian here, I think it was originally a convention exclusive. Now it's, if you haven't heard, it's going to be a Prime Day exclusive on Amazon. I think that it is, I don't know, like I think you can put, somebody mentioned the wish list method now for kind of finding the listing. I'm not sure if it's going to ship out or if it's going to be like made live on July 15th. But anyway, if you're looking for that Optimus, it's got beautiful packaging. It's going to be a Prime Day exclusive on Amazon. It is what it is, man. So that's how you get it if you want it. As we go down, it doesn't scale Blitzwing or Octone. I agree with Bosconi as well. I also have the CW fixes for my G2 Superion and G2 Minosaur. Sucks it hinders Minosaur's leg articulate. Oh, you're talking about the add-on kit. Yeah, for Minosaur, I did a lot of extensive work on him. A lot of extensive work, especially on the upper body on that guy. Poor Motormaster should have been something better. Really should have been something better. They could fix all of the class problems by eliminating the class specification. Maybe, but then how do you determine like appropriate pricing, Kato? That would be my question there. But I get where you're coming from, though, where you and Jay are coming from, actually. Weird how much improvements are made with the Cyberverse and not so much the Earthrise RC. I agree. As we go down here just a little bit more, I'm glad TfNation is going to be online. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I like the couple of online conventions that I've taken part in so far have been great. I preferred it personally, but that's only because I can't go nowhere. I know, but they're out of scale with him. And down here. And guys, I know I'm missing some stuff. I apologize. Hey, D Gray. They should have added a wagon to Astro Train that makes his base look more like a Skyling's base. Now the wonky launch platform from the coal cart just isn't cutting it. I agree again, 100%. Derek says, just got Earthrise Starscream and Optimus Prime and Netflix Mirage. Excellent. I would say the star there is Optimus Prime, but honestly, that Mirage mold, I love it. I love my Mirage. I think it's fantastic. Okay, so what else did we see this week? We saw, as a lot of people, especially in the United States, know, because I don't think it's come out in Canada yet, The Thundercracker Skywarp 2-pack is out at Target up here. It's going to be Toys R Us exclusive. I don't think it's out yet. I could be wrong. If you're in for the Earthrise Starscream mold, then get it. If you missed the Siege Skywarp, this is your chance to get it. Look, this is a great way to get all 3 Seekers. It really is. I have all 3 of the Siege, and I'm happy with that. I like the improved articulation. The robot mode is more important to me, but if you're in for those Seekers, then great. I don't think they're for me, but if you're in for it, great. I do like the black and the purple that are used on the Earthrise Skywarp more. That being said, I did do a ton of work on my Siege Skywarp to make it acceptable for me. So I'm like, it's up to you, and I get it. Hey, TFN Geek, happy to see you here if I haven't already said it. Okay, so that's kind of my thoughts on Skywarp and Thundercracker. If you're in for cool, I don't think it's for me, man. DNA Designs showed off a set of basically arm upgrades for Studio Series Shockwave, and there's also a LED in there that allows the cannon to light up. Fantastic. If you're in for it, get it. I have a couple of DNA Design upgrade sets, and I love them. I think they're very well done. Zeta Cliff Jumper. Oh, Kato, you want to chime in here, buddy, if you're still in the chat? It's a red reuse with a new head, and beautiful head sculpt, by the way, but it's a red reuse of that Zeta Pioneer that is known to be very, very... Even MGO had trouble transforming the thing. If MGO has trouble transforming it, there's no hope for the rest of us. And Kato and I think Deluxe broke both of theirs and said it was trash. I understand the new head sculpt and doing the red repaint. I don't think it's a good mold. Retire it. Do this, put it out, and then don't touch that mold anymore, Zeta. Forget that you tried movie stuff and be done with it, man. Just be done with it. Dark of the Moon, Bumblebee replica was also shown. Very detailed. It's very weird, though. This replica is like a collect-a-build, and there's like 30 parts to it. It looks beautiful. I think all 30 parts right now. I didn't hear about this previously, so I'm not sure where you get all of these parts from, but it looks great if you want to hunt down the 30 parts, I guess. We also saw Studio Series Leader Megatron fillers and shotgun. That was by 115 Utopia. It's an upgrade kit for, I think it's specifically intended to go with the Universal Studios exclusive version of that Studio Series Leader Megatron, but I guess you could use it with the mass retail version if you wanted. Is it worth it? Maybe if you're really into fillers, I guess it's worth it. Then we had TT Hong Lee, I think, Beast Starscream. It stands apparently 28 centimeters, and it turns into an eagle, and he has 3 different heads. It's very interesting. The eagle mode almost looks more like something akin to Skylings to me, but the coloration is unmistakably Starscream, and bear with me a minute, and the robot is a great Starscream silhouette, if I'm being honest. Are you talking about the third-party Cliff Jumper? I was talking about the third-party Cliff Jumper. Absolutely, Jillian. Let's see. That'll bring your Generation Seekers to a total of 18. Oh, Triple R. Never enough Seekers, right, buddy? Never enough Seekers. I know. If there was a million Seekers, Triple R would have a million Seekers. I believe that, too. We saw this weird Cyberverse gray-colored Scout Bumblebee. The Scout offerings, just stop making them. They're trash. They only half transform. I think it's based on the Scout mold used for Dead End, which it turns into half a car. Why you would want half a car, I don't know. It seems idiotic to me. We saw this one in-package picture of Ultimate Iaconus. Apparently, he's going to be that's like the Ultimate Optimus Prime, or that terrible Ultimate Megatron that has no elbows, or the Ultimate Grimlock. I'm not into the ultimate size class. I don't know. I'll have to see reviews about Iaconus and see. He looks kind of cool, you know. Thunder Howl, he looks fantastic. And actually, Masterfire and I were talking a little bit about a couple of the upcoming offerings that look really good. They are making leaps and bounds improvements for Cyberverse. What else do we have? Azure, I think. C Studios are putting on an Optimus Prime statue. It looks nice, is all I can say to you at this point. The sleep mode Optimus we already touched on. Where do we go from here? IDW, they gave their, I guess, quarter update. They recorded a loss, unfortunately, but so has every single business during the pandemic. They are beginning to slowly return to normal. They have brought back much of their furloughed workforce, though I believe there's still about 20% of their workforce that were not recalled, which is sad to hear. Hopefully they get an opportunity to be recalled. But this is part of that economic fallout, man. You know, it's part of that economic fallout. And it's why I think we really need to sort of change our mindset about how we treat each other, about kind of how the world works, and really how economics works. Because, man, in the new era, it's a different world. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so then that brings us to the last thing that I wanted to talk about, which is, I assume, fairly simple. I hope fairly simple. Everybody this week got super duper excited because they showed that Fast Track can be transformed into the Tyrant Spear. And everybody went crazy. And they showed the Tyrant Spear being held by Scorponok. And they said, this means we're getting BlackZarak. Oh, okay. Let's just calm back a little bit. I told you guys in January, and then it was reported on some of the news sites in February, that Generation Selects has a listing. Wasn't a rumor, it's a listing. I am going to guess it might be Target exclusive in the States. Think it could be Toys R Us exclusive. Now, that's not for sure, but it is Generation Selects. And I saw it and I was like, Roraachi or Roratachi. I had no idea what it was. And I even have since learned that that is the, you guessed it, Fast Track repaint that goes with BlackZarak. Now we know that that Fast Track repaint can also turn into the Tyrant Spear. Here's my take on it. In North America, most people know that, going back down here on the side again, if I can find it. Maybe I can find it. Ah, yes, here. Most people in North America know that this little lad is Lord Zarak. And he becomes the head. Granted, this is the Titan's Return, lad. Look at that cute little head. That's adorable. He becomes the head of the mighty Scorponok. And that's as far as North America really got. Then we go to Japan. Drew, listen up, buddy. This one's for you. Then we go to Japan. And in Japan, this little lad was Scorponok from, I guess, the Planet Master, part of that group that left. And he kind of goes back and forth with Galvatron early in Headmasters as the leader of the Decepticons. And eventually, he gets kind of possessed almost by Devil Z, eventually. And in essence, Scorponok, or Devil Z, whatever you want to say, becomes the head of BlackZarak. BlackZarak is what we know as the great big Scorponok. And then, by the end of Headmasters, he gets taken out, and we get to Master Force. And in Master Force, we have, and I could have some of this wrong, correct me if I do, we have basically almost a reincarnation, a new body for Scorponok, and that new body is a smaller version of his old body in black, and that's BlackZarak. In terms of offerings in plastic, we had G1 Scorponok, and we had his repaint, G1 BlackZarak. They were the same size. It's kind of like with Fort Max and Grand Max. Like, by rights, Grand Max is way smaller than Fort Max. Well, by rights, BlackZarak is smaller than BlackZarak. Here's my take on it with the speculation of a BlackZarak. And here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Scorponok is going to be mass released because everybody recognizes it. North America or Japan or anywhere. Whether you know it as BlackZarak or Scorponok, everybody knows it. A lot of people are going to want to get Fast Track because it's Fast Track. And it's cool that he can do the Tyrant Spear. It's a nice nod. As a matter of fact, I love that we get Zarak, who is going to become the head of the bigger head, and the bigger head is MegaZarak, and that bigger head is going to become the head of Scorponok, much like with Fortress Maximus. So we actually are getting a nod to MegaZarak and Scorponok in the same offering. I think in Japan, a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive, we're likely to get a black repaint as BlackZarak. I would not think that just because Fast Track turns into the Tyrant Spear that we're getting a BlackZarak. I think the telling sign, the telltale sign, is that Generation Selects listing. That can become the Tyrant Spear. So I think it will happen. I don't think it's going to be mass retail release. Take that, man, for what it's worth. I'm going to just check in with you guys because I know you've been talking. I'm sure some of what I'm saying is probably wrong because I'm overheated and getting tired. We're just about done here. Let's see. I got to go back up here a bit. We are getting an Earthrise hubcap. No, we're not getting an Earthrise hubcap. We're getting a Selects hubcap using the Earthrise Cliff Jumper. It's going to be Selects. Keep that in mind because it is a bit of a different line. Sometimes a little harder to get, Nick. Let's see. Seekers. They're the MLP. They absolutely are D Gray. You're right. You could never have too many Seekers. I wanted to half transform. I'd half transform. That's right. If I wanted to half transform something, I'd half transform it. Never too many Seekers. Listen, man, never too many Seekers. I'm all about getting Hotlink, and I already have 7 of the Siege mold. I love it. We need the Hotlink, though. The other 3 in of that scene. Anyone see the Cyberverse World? Yeah, I've seen it on the shelf, like on the Hulk. I haven't taken it off. It's small for Whirl. I guess if you don't have any Whirl, maybe, but I think it's like a one-step changer thing. It's not for me. Sunstorm. Yeah, Sunstorm would be cool. Did you notice the IDW cover art they showed has the Siege Earthrise style Howlback and Buzzsaw? I did notice that, but I wasn't going to say anything about it because I don't know if it's really going to lead to anything. I want to see Sunstorm. What? Oh, Nacelle and Bitstream. Yeah, that'd be great. As we go down here, just finished 3 background panels for Universal Collision. Have to fabricate feet for them to stand. Fantastic, Dragonfly. I was talking about that before I think you came in here. I gave you a shout out for what you're doing there and working on. As we go down, hey, Input. Let's see. I think BlackZarak will be a Takara figure. Yeah, absolutely. But I could be wrong. We already got Grand Maximus from Takara. Could also be a 20. It could be the next Titan. You're right, T-Fan page. But I don't know if BlackZarak is known well enough outside of Japan to warrant a mass retail release. That's my only thing. That's why I think it's going to be a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive. You could be right. It could happen, but honestly, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Scorponok is my Titan class swan song. I'm good. Like, I actually feel like I've accomplished something and completed something by having those Titans. I prefer an Amazon release of Piranacon. That would be nice. Yeah, I'm with you, TFN Geek. I might have to cancel my Scorponok and go for a BlackZarak because he does have a slightly cooler look. He has a different head. That's the whole thing. He has a different head. With BlackZarak, instead of becoming the head, Zarak just stays in the chest, or Scorponok, whatever, just stays in the chest, and the head is like there. So I see where you're coming from, Ravage. As we go down here, I'll still go for Scorponok over BlackZarak. I just like the colors more. Yeah, me too. My connection is to, I don't think you lose either way, BlackZarak or Scorponok or both. But for me, I'm a Scorponok guy. I prefer Amazon because of the shipping. It must be different than it is in Canada because the shipping from Amazon is not great. I'm waiting on something from Amazon now. I've been waiting for 2 weeks. It's done nothing great. And it was ordered on Prime, for the record. Now all we need is select remold of Majin Zarak. Oh, that'd be so cool, Ravage. That would be so cool. Anyone remember Dark Scorponok in Cybertron Galaxy Force? No, I wouldn't remember that. I didn't watch it enough. I've only watched the series once. If I get BlackZarak, I want to put it into Sky Shadow in base mode. I want to put it with Sky Shadow in base mode. Oh, that would look slick. That would look really good. I want them to do Commander Tidal Wave. I could see that happening, actually. I didn't before, but I can see it now. That's okay, BS Prime. Been here since the beginning. You've been here since the beginning, Dragonfly. What? Dark Scorponok was just... Oh, yes, I do remember that, actually, now that you mention it, Brian. I do remember the Dark Scorponok. Yeah, that was really cool. Picked our colors used for him, actually. I really liked it. Okay, ladies, gents, it's been an hour. It's really warm here. I'm under warm lights for you guys. Man, I got to get out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming by. Give me some of your extremely valuable time. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, there's a donate link down in the description. Of course, you can visit us on Patreon. You can see what we offer from Teespring. I'm always adding new products there. What can I say? Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Stick around. Have some fun with us here on the channel. The countdown of Most Underrated tomorrow is the wildest countdown we've had yet. I promise you. I was very surprised by it. Don't forget, somehow, some way, each and every single day, man, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together, baby, to have another visit, either in the live streams, at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, right here inside the videos. Good night, everybody.